and esteemed speakers. It is an absolute honor to welcome you all to this special event. On behalf of the Federation of Hezاره Council of Australia, I would like to thank you for joining us this evening as we come together to celebrate the achievement of the Hezاره community and reflect on the ongoing struggles for justice and equality. Tonight's event is not just only a celebration of resilience and unity, but also an opportunity to engage with various leaders, advocates, and community representatives who are dedicated in supporting the Hezاره community. This event is also a part of intellectual academic forum, where we reflect on the legacy and continuing impact of Ustad Abdul Ali Mzari on the Hezاره community and the broader struggles for justice. We are grateful for your presence and for the contributions you all are making towards fostering a more inclusive and multicultural society. Please give yourself a big round of applause. To begin our formal evening, may I kindly ask everyone to stand up for the national anthem. With you all tonight and this evening. To also remember, the event will be held in both languages, English and Dari. برنامه خود را آغاز میکنیم با قرائت زیبا از حاجی آقای فیاضی. از ایشان خواهشمندم تا در جایگاه تشریف آورده و با قرائت زیبای کلام الله مجید مجلس ما را نورانی سازد. تا تشریف آوری ایشان در جایگاه لطفاً صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد.
جهت شادی ارواح طیبه شهدای مظلوم افغانستان، صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. إنا خلقنا الإنسان من نطفة أمشاج نبتليه فجعلناه سميعا بصيرا. إنا هديناه السبيل إما شاكرا وإما كفورا. إنا أعتدنا للكافرين سلاسلا وأغلالا وسعيرا. إن الأبرار يشربون إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا. عينا يشرب بها عباد الله يفجرونها تفجيرا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه ومنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. إجماع صلوات ختم.
تشکری خیلی خاص میکنم از حاجی آقای فیاضی بابت این قرائت زیبایشان.
به نام خداوند جان آفرین، حکیم سخن در زبان آفرین. سلام و عرض ادب خدمت حضار گرامی. خوشحالم که امروز فرصتی فراهم شد تا در جمع شما عزیزان باشم. در تاریخ حقیقت همواره در کشاکش میان رنج و آگاهی متولد می شود. آنانی که در بی‌عدالتی نه در سایه بلکه در روشنایی خطر قدم برمی دارند. مزاری مردی بود که مرز میان راهها و اسارت را نه با کلام که با ایمان و ایستادگی ترسیم کرد. او از سوار آنانی بود که هستیشان در مسیر آزادی محو میشد، اما جوهر اندیشهشان در جان تاریخ خلق می‌گردد. او نیامد تا تسلیم تاریکی شود، بلکه خواست تا مرزهای انسانیت را وسعت دهد. در برابر طوفان ایستاد، نه برای خویش بلکه برای پیوندی که میان مردمانش میدید. آنچه از او بر جای ماند صرفاً خاطره‌ای در گذشته نیست، بلکه راهی است که آینده را رقم میزند. سپیده ز خون تو گل کرد باز، برآمد ز شب آفتاب نیاز. تو فریاد عقلی که در بادها نپیچید مگر سوی بنیادها. چو کوهی که طوفان نیفکند خم، برافراشت نامد ز هر بیش و کم. تو پیوستگی را به جان آزمودی، به پروانه ها عشق را کاشتی. ز خاکستر و خون گلستان زدی، چراغی فرارهن انسان زدی. تو زخم کهن را به هم دوختی و نام وطن را رقم دوختی. مزاری تو آینه راستی، به خونت نوشتی آزادگی. تشکر از همه شما عزیزان گرامی.
سپاسگزارم بابت سخنهای زیبای شما. امیدوارم دوستان تا این دم خسته نشده باشید. حال از طریق یک پیام صوتی ضبط شده از آقای اسحاق کیهان خواهیم شنید. او پیام همبستگی و حمایت خود را از جامعه استرالیا به ویژه در افغانستان به اشتراک خواهد گذاشت. از برادر محترم بخش تکنیکی خواهشمندم که ویدیو ایشان را به نشر گذارد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. با عرض سلام و احترامات خدمت بزرگان، اساتید، دانشمندان و نخبگان ملتی با افتخار هزاره در کشور استرالیا و سایر کشورهای جهان، خواهران و برادران عزیز، ابتدا سلام درود خدمت جناب رئیس شورای هزاره مقیم استرالیا و هیئت رهبریشان و سلام خدمت پسندکاران این محفلی پرشکوه. درود بر روح بلند شهید راه عدالت استاد عبدالعلی مزاری که چراغ راه حقیقت و برابری ما هزارها شد. سلام بر تمام شهدای عدالتخواه تاریخ که با ایثار و از خودگذشتگی نهال آزادی و برادری را آبیاری کردند. استاد مزاری شهید انسانی عزیز و فداکار، صدای رسای عدالت و رهبر بی‌بدیل یک نسل، همیشه برای تحقق عدالت اجتماعی و برابری هزارها و مشارکت عادلانه همه مردم افغان.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as the Executive Director and Ambassador for Youth for Human Rights Australia, Victorian Chapter, I, alongside with my volunteers present with me this evening, am deeply moved and honoured to have been invited to speak to you all at this important event. One may wonder where this so-called intersection line between human rights and a society and country's conduct toward its citizens and how people interact with each other. Why is human rights education so important in terms of creating a more peaceful and saner environment? What has it got to do with human rights violations, terrorism, genocide, and suffering and recognition as such by the global community? What has it got to do with the courageous stories of the Hezara people through the centuries overcoming obstacles so great that they seemed impossible? Yet you, the Hezara people, have overcome horrendous acts of religious and ethnic persecution, genocide, for nothing more than being bright, smart, resilient, prosperous, creative, making huge contributions towards your country historically and here in Australia. Well, to be very honest, true peace, tolerance and understanding cannot come about without human rights being known, truly understood and applied by every one of us, including our governments around the world. If one does not truly understand the 30 human rights as laid out in the profound document of the UNHCR, the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, can understand it to its core and apply it, human rights generally across the board is misinterpreted, not understood and violated. In any subject, one has to really be able to truly understand its basics in order to apply it in everyday life. This is not just for the layperson, but also for education institutions, law organisations, government at all levels, to name a few. We are not talking about just fancy wording and lots of speeches here. The big picture. If one takes a good hard look at man's history in general, for thousands of years, one can see the cycle of human rights violations, such as incessant wars, hate, genocide, brutality and savagery of terrorism and hate groups, violations against men, women and children, then entering the atomic age with the dropping of the atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. This includes specifically tonight the incredible hardships and triumphs that the Hezara people have endured for centuries and still today. If you think I am a stranger to these human rights violations, I am not. And I can tell you wholeheartedly that I, probably more than many others, have direct testimony and lost the majority of my family in the genocide that Hitler perpetrated against the Jews in World War II. Like so many of you, my mother only survived the war because my late grandparents managed to get out of Poland before the gates of hell were locked down by the Nazis. She is one of the few of her generation that survived, nearly all being wiped out. This is actually how I became interested in human rights education at a young age and wanted to help communities who had been through the same worst nightmares of persecution and genocide as well as my own, regardless of religion, gender or race. With that search for tools to assist me in my quest, I came across the incredibly beautiful education program, which I have now been the Executive Director and Ambassador for over 14 years, working with remarkable faiths and people, and now having met up and warmly embraced by you, the Hezara people, who I absolutely admire and adore. To explain a little bit about our organisations, Youth for Human Rights International and United for Human Rights International are both worldwide, secular-based, not-for-profit volunteer organisations. The purpose of YHRI and UHRI is to teach youth about human rights, specifically the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and through education, inspire them to become advocates for tolerance and peace. Our charter is to achieve that aim in simple yet empowering high-quality human rights education materials for youth, teachers, officials, government, anyone. YHRI and UHRI, recognised by the United Nations and sponsored by the Church of Scientology, has now grown into a global movement, including hundreds of groups and chapters around the world. It sponsors activities and provides materials for individuals, groups and government agencies in more than 92 countries. The program, being totally secular and non-political, embraces all religions, cultures and people from all walks of life. As human rights belong to all peoples, then the program is for all of us as mankind. These activities include petition drives, concerts, youth summits, events and seminars. The materials include booklets, public service announcements as a short film depicting each of the 30 articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, an information kit, an educator's kit, as well as the Story of Human Rights DVD. All are free of charge. We have seen that our human rights education materials uplift the spirit, create understanding where previously there was hatred, violence, bullying and discrimination. Therefore, one of our primary goals is to work and liaise with our Australian governments, both locally and federally, to get our secular human rights education program into the school curriculum Australia-wide. This would ensure that our youth, on upwards, would be able to learn this priceless information, and where they are still vulnerable to negative social media or hate rhetoric. Our education program has already been implemented with great success into the education curriculums in countries such as East Timor, Colombia and Taiwan, as officially decreed by their governments there. We are all fortunate to be citizens of this great nation we call Australia, and it is part of the Australian way of thinking to always help a mate, fairness and equality for all, as well as stand by our global friends. I believe our innovative Youth for Human Rights and United for Human Rights education initiative has taken on by other governments around the world can put Australia at the forefront of multicultural pride and embrace further all our cultures and religions that live here, including a great solution against all forms of religious hate, bullying and gender violence. Tonight we are hearing stories of incredible resilience of the Hezare community that show bravery, perseverance and success despite hardship, persecution, genocide and suffering that your community has undergone, whether it be in Afghanistan or in the Hezare diaspora worldwide. These stories are important Hezare testimony for future generations to come to know these life stories of those individuals and events. Also, those who seek to deny or change aspects of Hezare's true and factual identity are confronted with the true history of what the Hezare people have endured and triumphed over. So, one has to take a person at a time and enlighten on human rights education, and I've seen time and time again how our human rights materials have given hope and strength to those who have had their human rights denied them. I've seen whole societies change for the better with our materials spreading calm and understanding instead of hate and violence. We all, in great or small ways, can make a difference for our future generation by making human rights known and understood. It is also, I believe, a way to help pave the way and further support your mission as the Hezare people to have your voices heard, bring fairness and equality to your people and end the long-term suffering at the hands of the Taliban and other hate groups. As I have stated before, both Youth for Human Rights and United for Human Rights International will stand by the Hezare community. We welcome your help also with us to make the dreams and aspirations come true for the Hezاره community as well as for other people at risk. We all must work together as a global team to make this a true reality. Finally, in the words of the late great physicist Albert Einstein, and I quote, "Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding." Thank you.
On local community engagement, fostering diversity and how local council contribute to building inclusive society. Let's give a warm welcome to Councillor Nancy.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone, and Woman Jika, which means welcome and hello in the language of the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and I recognise and respect their continuing connections to climate, culture, country and waters. As the Mayor of the City of Greater Dandenong, it is an honour to stand here before you today to celebrate the remarkable journey of the Hezاره community in Australia. The story is one of resilience, hope and unwavering determination. It serves as a powerful testament to the strength of multiculturalism in building stronger, more vibrant communities. Greater Dandenong is the most culturally diverse community in Australia. Almost 2/3 of our residents were born overseas, representing at least 154 different nations. Ours is a truly global community, and our Hezاره population is a large and vibrant part of our city. Our diversity is our strength. Multiculturalism is a cornerstone of the modern Australian society and is one of the most special things about our city. Cultural diversity enriches our lives, broadens our perspectives, and fosters a sense of unity. By recognising our difference, and more importantly, our similarities, we can create a more inclusive and harmonious society where we all have the opportunity to thrive. I am proud to say the Hezاره community, with its rich cultural heritage and unique traditions, has significantly contributed to the diverse tapestry of Greater Dandenong. When you share your culture with the wider community, you ensure it is preserved for generations to come. When we study history, we learn lessons that can carry us into the future. The Hezاره people have faced immense challenges and adversities, yet your resilience and perseverance are truly inspiring. Despite the hardships, you have made significant contributions and have become valuable members of our society. Tonight, we celebrate that. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Federation of Hezاره Council of Australia for your tireless efforts in advocacy and community support. As a peak body, you play a crucial role in representing the interests of your people, providing essential services and fostering a sense of unity. Council could not do the work you do in our community without the support of organisations like yours. I look forward to continuing to build on this partnership to help promote inclusivity and social cohesion across our beautiful city. Tonight, I look forward to hearing your stories of survival. Let us celebrate the resilience and hope embodied by the Hezare community as we continue to walk towards a future where everyone feels valued and included. Eid Mubarak for tomorrow. Tashakur.
Thank you very much for supporting inclusivity and your beautiful speech. Our strength is in our diversity and unity. We are now welcome to invite Ms. Rhonda Bragg, who will provide an overview of the Greens Party stand on diversity and multiculturalism and how they are supporting migrant communities in Australia. Please join me in welcoming her to this stand.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and it's a tremendous pleasure to be here. And Ramadan Kareem for those who are not yet celebrating the Eid. It is wonderful to be here on the unceded land of the Bunurong people, to whom I wish to show my respects. And I wish to acknowledge that there are other Greens members here and past candidates in the room. And the Greens have long been great friends of the Hezare community. And I've been asked to speak on the Greens in just explaining who I am. And I'd like to acknowledge our Mayor, Jim Mametti. I'm a fellow councillor in the City of Greater Dandenong and a current candidate in the federal election for the seat of Bruce. And I've been asked to talk about the Greens' views on diversity and multiculturalism. And the Greens are very, very strong defenders of human rights, and we believe that multiculturalism strikes at the identity of Australia, and that we have been fighting for stronger protections, including a Multicultural Act. But it is interesting, and particularly in the City of Greater Dandenong, to understand what it means to live in a multicultural and diverse community. Unfortunately, too often what we see is that that term is used as a form of suppression of voices. What we believe is that we should truly celebrate diversity, and often that means listening and responding to the diverse needs of the people in our community. So it isn't about keeping people quiet, and it isn't about making people toe the multicultural line. And I think that that's a very important message for the Hezare community. And I see a great friend over there I haven't seen for a very long time. And as I look at that friend, it reminds me that as a representative in a multicultural community, you are able to support multiculturalism and diversity through the things that you can do. So 2 years ago, we were able to pass a motion, in fact, at the first level of government in the world, a motion to recognise the past and ongoing genocide of the Hezare people. That was the only level of government until recently, and I understand that the Birmingham Council has actually now done that. Because what I think it is a representative is that we stand in solidarity with our diverse community, not on top of them. We will not suppress the needs and the voices of our diverse community, and that's a very, very important message. And it is also why I also put up a motion, and it was supported by our mayor here, for after the fall of Kabul, calling for the federal government to bring 20,000 Hezare and Afghan refugees to Australia immediately. And the mayor and myself travelled to Canberra, and we spoke to many politicians advocating that they happen immediately, and also other people here in the room came with us. And I'm very pleased to say that in fact 26,500 are now are here. And that was an incredibly important moment where we stood shoulder to shoulder.